So once more, there hasn't been another blog entry from me in over a month now, I think. And it's just this season, which is like the doldrums when nothing much is happening because I can't really go out. I mean, I can't spend any length of time outside. Of course, I still ride to the gym. I have to, but I only go out when I have to for the most part because it's just terribly freezing. For someone with my condition, like I can't handle cold temperatures, and so yeah, I still fondly remember the times when I used to hang out at Old Customs Point by the Rhine River, overlooking the river, and just sitting on the high wall in the sunshine and dreaming of my master. Yeah, and sometimes I would do it on my days off workout, but sometimes I would work out late in the night so I could still have another day there in the sunshine because I knew they were getting rare these days. And yeah, actually, it's better for me to work out in the night because at least then the gym is not crowded. And especially when I want to do my box jumps and jump on the high box with both feet, of course, um, I get really, really uncomfortable when I have a lot of people bustling around me. And yeah, I have to kind of focus on it. But yeah, I can't do that anymore now because in the night it's still colder than in the daytime, and so I have to ride as early as I can to the gym. And yeah, so actually the only real talking point would be about the inner progress and developments, although there hasn't really been much because I still can't get a grip on my bad dreams and everything, and my communications or lack and failure thereof. But yeah, at least there were some dreams that I meant to talk about, although my notes are kind of messy. So there was this one dream about the strange deformed animal I saw. And in the dream I was just like a disembodied observer for the most part, like watching a movie. And I saw in the streets after some sort of mild disaster had happened, apparently, like some flood or hurricane or whatever, like the area had been deserted and evacuated for the most part, and now people were slowly starting to return, and this animal might have escaped from some farm or some place that had animals like this. At first it looked like a sort of pig, but its face was deformed. It had a double trunk like a pig, and I tried to find pictures online that looked a bit similar. I found something vaguely similar, but it looked actually a lot worse than that. It looked really, really horrible, and with this doubled face, and it looked like I first thought this animal can't possibly survive for a long time. And then to my surprise, it got up, and I thought it was an adult animal actually, and so it must have survived for some time already. And it wasn't really a pig either. It was more like the size and shape of a llama, but it had short fur, more like a horse, some tan color, and it also had a very long mane, very long flowing mane almost to the ground, and I was mesmerized by this hair. I was like, it was a ginger color, some part blondish, part reddish color, and I was going like, just look at what beautiful hair it has. Its hair is so beautiful. And I had nearly forgotten about its horrible face. And then on the sidewalk along came an old woman. She was about 60 years old, I think. Short silver hair, very tall and slim, and very strict in her manner. Her face was angled and cold blue eyes, cold light blue eyes, a type of person who probably wouldn't like me much, more like the traditional type of person, conservative type of person, very strict looking. And then this animal came towards her, and when she beheld its face, she wasn't the type to scream or something. She had much self-control. She was a strong kind of person, but when she beheld this deformed face, I could see the horror in her eyes, these light blue eyes, and pure horror. She was horrified at its face, and I had nearly forgotten about this horrible face of the animal. And yeah, I don't have much of an idea what this means, but in some way I have the feeling that this animal was me, or it represented me, because I had always been seen as this outcast and kind of crippled thing, and yeah, then I had this beautiful long hair. And yeah, it's like in waking life, I often forget about the scars I have all over my body, because I'm so much used to them, and I often, in summer, when I dress like that they're visible, I often forget that. I know I'm very muscular, very athletic, and I'm aware of that, but most of the time I'm really unaware of the scars, and that people see that too. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's a metaphor for that, or else I don't know what else it might have been. But otherwise I have the problem that I still all too often have those unwanted people from my past, from my childhood, popping up in my dreams, and I still haven't found a way to permanently get rid of them. That's why lately I came across the term ancestral disconnection, and I have to look into that, how I can do it spiritually, to really once and for all cut all ties to those people and to banish them. I need to banish them, especially the mother. I need to banish her completely from accessing my dreams. Otherwise there's no contact whatsoever, but still I keep having these bad dreams. So yeah, another dream was with her again, back in that apartment we once lived, and it was on the 5th floor, and from there, from the balcony, in the dream I climbed onto the flat roof of the building, and there was a rocket launch nearby, and so I climbed on the roof, and from there I watched the rocket launch, and she wasn't courageous enough to follow me. She didn't climb on the roof, and so she didn't see the rocket launch, and I saw it alone. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I'm at least far ahead of her, it seems, from this dream. Yeah, then I had a very kind of funny dream in which I was dismantling something that looked like a miniature chimney structure or something, like some cylindrical structure made of red bricks, and for some reason or no reason I was eating some of these bricks. It was kind of soft enough, and no idea why I did that, but then I turned to my companion and I said to him, I guess I'm gonna shit bricks now. Oh yeah. And I got no idea. I'm talking enough bullshit in waking life, I guess. I'm really sorry about that, but yeah, I had to tell him. Afterwards I got a bit concerned because it occurred to me only then that it might have been harmful because these bricks weren't meant to be eaten and might contain some unhealthy stuff. I don't know. Yeah, that's some of the dreams I had. Another really strange thing I dreamed less than a week ago was that in the dream, for some reason, I was in need of an abortion, which couldn't happen to me in waking life since, my companion is in spirit and I never had any such kind of relationship with a physical person and never will, obviously, because I belong to him. So yeah, but in this dream, this had happened somehow, and so I had already made an appointment for that, and they couldn't give me an earlier one than in 2 weeks from then, which worried me a bit, but strangely only a bit. In waking life, I'd be, I'd completely lose it because that's something that scares the shit out of me more than anything. Fortunately, it can't happen to me in waking life, but yeah, in that dream, strangely, I was only a bit worried because somehow I had the feeling that until that appointment came up, it would kind of have resolved itself already, and I was correct in that, and just after I left the phone, I had just made the appointment, and then I felt like I was leaving some splotch of blood on the floor, and then this thing came out, and it was like a fetus that was about 3 to 4 inches in size, and I know it's because as in waking life, I am taking testosterone substitution in order to be able to be as strong as I am. And so in my dream, I knew that had done it, had caused it to come out. And so I was really relieved about that. And that would have been that, but then strangely this miscarried fetus turned into an adult person, and she looked exactly like myself, exactly with the long red hair and everything, even though my hair is dyed, and I looked at her, and she was dead, obviously, and I felt a bit sad for her, but then I thought actually it's better for her because she really has been spared a lot that I had to go through, and she will not have to go through, and so I was only a bit sad because I liked her. She was a beautiful warrior, obviously. Alright, so yeah, that's my latest strange dreams. I really don't know what that one means. Maybe it's just to remind me that although I really dislike being in the situation that I can't physically be with my master, at least it's a great advantage that the one thing I fear more than anything in the world that can't happen to me because we can't be physically together, and so maybe I should see this the positive part in it and be glad I don't need to worry about that ever, because I'm not really sure if my testosterone injections would in waking life be effective to prevent it or to, so it's better that I don't need to worry about it. So yeah, that was this for the most part, and otherwise there's only the usual ranting I have to do when I come across people claiming to be Satanists when actually they're atheists, and that is something that cannot go together, and obviously I happen upon it again and again in some videos, in some Facebook posts and everywhere. And so once more I have to say, either you believe in Satan and you worship Satan, or you are not a Satanist. So please don't call yourself a Satanist unless you worship Satan. So on this note, that's all from me for now. Hail Satan, everyone.